My mother's voice still echoes in my head. Sorry, dear. This event is only for the closest people. I remember standing in her doorway, suitcase in hand, pretending her words didn't sting. My brother's wedding, the grand family event, and I wasn't close enough. I just nodded, smiled, and said, "Of course, Mom, I understand." But I didn't, not then. My brother Daniel was always the golden child, the one who never failed, even when he did. I was the quiet one, the one who kept the family business afloat when father's bad investments almost sank it. The one who stayed up nights balancing the accounts while Daniel charmed investors with empty promises and a fake smile. When the invitation never came, I didn't ask again. I packed my bags, told them I was going on a trip. Somewhere peaceful, I said. Somewhere far. They didn't ask where. They didn't care. What they didn't know was that I wasn't escaping. I was preparing. The first crack in Daniel's perfect facade appeared months before the wedding. I'd overheard a late-night call, his voice shaking, whispering about settling debts before the big day. I didn't confront him. I just listened, memorized, and quietly logged every transaction that passed through our joint accounts. By the time he proposed to Melissa, the daughter of one of our main creditors, I already knew what he was doing. He wasn't marrying for love. He was marrying to save himself. But the thing about secrets, they rot. And when they do, they smell. While my family was busy planning centerpieces and menus, I was tracing wire transfers. Daniel had borrowed heavily from a private lender, a man with no patience for late payments. I found the contracts, the signatures, the dates, and I found the loophole. The debt technically wasn't under Daniel's name alone. It was under the family business, my business. A single clause gave me control if the company's assets were in jeopardy. All I had to do was pull the thread, and everything Daniel built would unravel. The night before I left for my trip, I sent an email, not to my family, to the lender. I attached the documents, the proof of mismanagement, and the clause granting me power of execution. I told him I was taking over, that I'd handle repayment in full, on one condition. He'd have to collect before the wedding. I spent my trip in a small cabin up north. No signal, no noise, just silence. I read, cooked, and waited. 3 days before the wedding, I got a text from my cousin. "Did you hear? The wedding's off. Some financial mess. Daniel's losing it." I smiled into my cup of coffee. The taste of peace, at last. By the time I came back, the family group chat was chaos. My mother's messages were frantic. "Please, sweetheart, can we talk? Daniel's in trouble. We need your help. He made mistakes, but he's your brother." I didn't reply. A week later, Daniel showed up at my apartment. His suit was wrinkled, his eyes red. He didn't knock. He never did. "You knew," he said, voice trembling. "You set me up." I looked at him, the same man who laughed when Mom said I wasn't close enough. The same man who used my work, my name, and my silence to build his kingdom. "No," I said softly. "I just stopped protecting you." He stared at me, trying to piece it together. The debt, the collapse, the lender's call, the canceled wedding, Melissa leaving, the embarrassment. "You ruined me," he whispered. I leaned back. "No, Daniel, you ruined yourself. I just made sure everyone saw it." For weeks, they all tried to pull me back in. Mother's guilt, father's lectures, Daniel's apologies that sounded like accusations. But by then, I'd already sold the remaining shares, cleared the debts, and started something new. I wasn't their scapegoat anymore. One evening, Mom came by unannounced. She looked smaller than I remembered. "Family should forgive," she said quietly. I poured her a cup of tea and smiled. "Then maybe you should start with him." She looked up, eyes watery. "You've changed." I nodded. "No, Mom. I just stopped pretending I belonged. Now, when I pass by the old house, the garden lights are dim, the gate rusted. They're rebuilding, or trying to, but they still whisper my name like it's a ghost they can't bury. Sometimes, I think about that wedding, the one I never got invited to. The flowers, the music, the perfect illusion of love and loyalty. Then I think of how easily illusions burn, and I remember the only invitation I ever needed, the one life sent when it finally said, "Enough." Because the truth is, I didn't miss a wedding. They missed their reckoning, and I made sure they'd never forget it.